Here are the pictures I took with my camera, and I haven't edited these photos at all, and I wanted to share with you what these spores look like. And you can really see them. They're tiny, because see, this is a very small stick, and so they're visible to the naked eye. But I did look, and they are all the way through this tea. This is the brick that I got, which is about 10 grams. And I love that I can zoom in and show you what these spores look like. But they are all the way, there's a ton more inside the brick. So you definitely see the sticks that are purposefully on here to make this tea brick very loose so that the spores can develop all inside, and that's what makes this tea a very, very unique. Now that right there is a pretty cool shot. I don't know why I like it. I do. I just love the textures and that you can see the spores and the sticks. This picture's focused more on the back side. I don't know if I've gone around or not. Here we go. Whoa, check that out. Do love taking pictures. I just think it's so cool. All right, awesomeness.
I'm excited. These are so fun to try. This tasting for today is a 2013 Fu Xuan, and I just did my smelling out of the package and took it out, and I've done a research like I always do before I taste teas. So I was anxious to see what this looked like after doing research. And this is called Jinhua. It's Jinua, Hua, Ginhua. See the little things on here? I'm going to close my curtains. See if that makes a difference. So I don't know if you can see it better now than before, but this is definitely got this Jinhua all over it. It's known as golden flowers, and it's actually a fungus. So, but there's been recent scientific studies on it, is what I'm reading. So it's good for digestion and the absorption of starch and protein. So when we think about starch, I know a lot of people, including me, who diet, try to limit starch, and that would be breads, rice, potatoes, any of those things that you overeat and it turns into sugar. That's what I've learned. So you have to eat them in moderation. So this would be a good tea for me. Now I'm not sure whether I'm supposed to rinse this one or not. The Lu Bao and the Luan we were supposed to rinse before. So I'm taking my time with it because this is the unique feature of it. And it's also a brick. So you see how it comes all in a whole piece, and that has to do with the name. I turned it around. I wanted to show you, I read also that sticks and stems are a normal part of this, and you see definitely a stick coming out. And all the Jinhua, also known as fungus. And here you have it after the first steep. There's a good look. And here it is in my cup. Let's open the window, put it in some light. And there it is after one brewing. You still see some fungus and a stick. It's not all the way broke up because it was a very short steep. Second steep, I did a little bit longer. You can see the color. It's a little bit darker, but it's still very golden. So I'm during my live chat, and they said you can see the spores floating around in your glass, and I can see them with my naked eye, but I can't get this camera to pick them up, so that's how small they are.
So here are my tasting notes for the 2013 Zhuan. Fu refers to the fermentation process, which is a fixed heat to jumpstart a microbial growth. And Zhuan refers to the compressed brick shape. And so here is the name. This is the province. This would be the full name of it. And then you have the Zhuan and then Heicha for dark tea. So at Babblecarp, I looked up Fu, and it just says in the context of Heicha, it's short for Zhuan, but this syllabus has dozens of meanings in Chinese. So Fu can have dozens of meanings. And Zhuan, it says, is short for this, Zhuancha, and it can also have dozens of meanings. So put together, they mean this tea. And I looked up that Zhuan Tea, and it means rectangular compressed tea brick. So the other thing is that Fu can also stand for the summer harvest. So this is done during the summer harvest at this site. It cracked me up, called teacrimes.com. Fu, they said, means dog days, like the dog days of summer. And it's also the name of a fungus that grows on the root of pine trees. And you're going to see the significance of that fungus here in a little bit. And Zhuan means brick or block. So this is part of the tea club I'm in, and this did a screenshot of Roy showing us the package from the tea that he took it out of. It was kind of blurry because he was moving. Blurry for screenshot. We could see it fine on the screen overall. He bought it in 2007 when he made a trip to China. So that's cool. That he actually went to China and got this and then shared it with us. There's the date. I put pu'er because that's the categories I made my graphics in, but it's really more a heicha, which just means post-fermented. Go back and watch the Lu Bao video if you want more information about what a heicha is. This tea is similar to a shu or a ripe pu'er. It's similar to a luan and a lu bao, and it's not a pu'er, but it's processed similar to a pu'er. And the origin from this Anua, Anhua, Hunan province, China. And that's where it's from. And here's this cheat sheet that I've been putting in all our heichas we are working with this month. And you see this Hunan at the top. So there's a lot of dark teas from this province, and it's over here in this purple area of China. It was originally from the Shaanxi, I don't say these things right, province. It's very hard to reproduce these spores outside of these areas, and people try to replicate it and they can't. And so the spores can be grown in other areas. It's not like they can't be grown, but not like this one. This one is just particular to these counties even in China, not even other counties in China. There are certain organisms in the climate and the area in the regions of the world, and each has its own microbiosphere. So this region is perfect for this Fushuan. And so you see here the blue area is where it was originally from, and then now it's mostly from the, here we go, there's the two provinces. And here's where Anhua is in this Hunan province. So from this tea crime site, it says is one kind of dark tea from Anhua, Hunan, in China. It is harvested in, I can't say these names, Anhua, I'm going to say it, then traditionally transferred to this Shangzi to process. So it was originally grown here and sent here to process. And now, though, it is mostly done just down here in this Anhua. So there's a lot more to that, but that's just a brief description. So the processing, what is so unique? So the golden flowers is what they're called, or the spores, or you could call it fungus or mold. Fungus was the most used word. And the gold flowers are called Jinhua, and you see here in this graphic that I got off of a video off of this YouTube channel. I grabbed a screenshot of those words, and he was saying it as Jinhua. So that's the words for the gold flowers or the fungus. Well, here's some information from this website right here that you can see, and here's what it's known as its scientific name. And they've only identified this natural microorganism in the past 30 years. So, and they claim that it improves digestion and absorption of starch and protein. It is traditional to make Fushuan with many stems and chopped leaves. I thought I had written that down better. Stems are purposefully kept as well as the brick being loose for the purpose of creating the golden flowers. So in order to grow these spores or this fungus, they pack them into these bricks, but they pack it in loosely, and they also use the stems to keep it loose, and then that gets the spores going all throughout, inside and all around inside the brick instead of just on the outside. So it needs about 15 days to culture, and it continuously develops during the aging process. Basically, from the processing to the moment you drink it, the tea naturally ferments. You can store it like a shoe. This tea, we were told during the chat, can be used to make butter tea or yak butter, and I was like, okay, look that up. And here's a good link that describes it. It's actually something made in Tibetan, and it's an acquired taste, but you can take this tea and turn it into butter tea or yak butter, as it's called. There's the color on the color spectrum. I've got it as golden. The the aroma is under the earthy category because I had it as in the dry. It smelled like not cooked mushrooms and had a kind of a musky smell. And mushrooms are a fungus. So that would make total sense that I got that out of it. It doesn't smell like earth, like dirt, but it does smell like mushrooms, which is under the earthy category. And the wet was much stronger as expected, only this time it was more of a cooked mushroom aroma. and I really like this, but I like mushrooms. The body was, I almost chose delicate, which is the lowest category, but I did choose the light category for the body. Now, the amazing thing about this one is the astringency. And I've got smooth and low, but the astringency is almost non-existent. So if you like teas without astringency, which would be a common theme, I think, for a lot of people, um, then this is your tea. And no matter how long it's steeped, the astringency doesn't come out. So some teas, if you steep them too long, then they quickly get too astringent. And that's why we use the Gaiwan and start at 20 seconds a lot of times. But this one, you could brew your first steep for 5 minutes and it wouldn't be astringent. The tea is sometimes boiled for a long time because it never gets astringent. So that's another thing that they do with this tea. The taste, it tastes like it smells, which is always a good sign of a good tea to me. If it's the same in the finish and the taste and the aroma. There is a mushroom taste and a hazelnut. Now, I did only get the hazelnut though after it was suggested to me during our live chat, and I began looking for it, and I was like, yeah, okay, I could get that in the taste, hazelnut. Some of the other things that were said, I couldn't get. So, but mushroom and hazelnut, yep. Um, the tea is so smooth and mellow tasting that I started brewing it longer, and no matter how long I brewed it, it was still smooth. So I call this a very forgiving tea. These are my terms. Nobody else has ever used these. I call them either forgiving because it forgives any brewing errors, or unforgiving in that if I inadvertently brew it wrong or too long, it is unforgiving. But this one is very forgiving. Um, I think though it runs out of flavor earlier than the other hechas that we've been tasting this month. So, and also brewing it longer also made it run out quicker. In other words, I didn't get as many steeps out of this one as I did some of the other ones. The finish was, I put juicy and mouth-watering, but there was a sweetness that showed up only in the finish. Now, and I quite liked it, but now it wasn't present in the aroma or the taste. It was only in the finish. And everybody else in the group kept talking about, berries or citrus and I didn't get that. I was like, no, until I realized that they were just doing the overall taste. I always separate taste from finish. When I do my taste, I make sure the liquid kind of goes around my the tongue only, and I focus on it before I swallow. And when I do my finish, it almost goes straight to the back of my throat, and I begin to swallow, and I focus on the taste after I swallow. And there was a sweetness there, and then it hit me. Ah, okay, they're talking about berry, and berries are sweet, and so I could say, yeah, I could get that slight sour berry in the finish, but not in the taste. So I did love it. I liked it a lot. Some of the people in the group, this was their favorite tea. It wasn't, my favorite of the hechas because to me it was kind of boring. Um, Others thought it had lots of dimensions, so everybody's got a different take. My hubby did really like it. It's very friendly to the taste buds, and I liked it. Well, actually, I loved it, but I didn't give it that 5 hearts. I just gave it 4.
I'm at an Airbnb having tea. I love trying out new cups. This one's much larger and more colorful than I normally have. And this Airbnb has a huge fish tank. Check it out. Hello, Mr. Fish. got some big ones, and there's some others in here. And it's also got these beautiful plants. Look at that. I love it. Check it out. Tea and plants. And in the bedroom, we have this cute African violet and this cute little one on a stand. And in the piano room, check out this one. It's huge, all the way to the ceiling. Makes me want one. I'm not sure what this one is, but it's got green on the end. And in the piano room, we also have this one. I love it. And I think that's another African violet. And then in the kitchen is this plant. It's got signs of life, but mostly no leaves. I'm just not sure. And also in the kitchen is the oddest thing. And the note said, aquarium water, do not throw trash in either can or remove. Once full in both cans, turn off water valve under sink. Oh my gosh, can you see how full this is? At 4 in the morning, we happened to wake up. This was like going to be all over the floor. Can't believe this was left for our responsibility and taking up most of the kitchen. It's for the aquarium. And I actually really like this white table. I like white. And I like how minimal space it takes.